A series of loyalist parades in Glasgow have taken place. 4 marches had been given the go-ahead despite concerns over sectarian violence. Police said there had been no counter-demonstrations and no disorder associated with the marches. CH Superintendent Hazel Hendron said, "All 4 of today's processions passed off without incident, with no protesters identified on any of the routes or anywhere else in the city." The events will happen exactly a week after a protest was held in Glasgow's George Square over the cancellation of 5 marches at an emergency meeting of the city's council. Trouble has marred a series of recent events in Glasgow. In early September, officers were called to clashes between marchers and protesters in the Govan area. The following week, a police officer was injured by a pyrotechnic as 2 Irish Republican marches were met by loyalist counter-demonstrations. The counter-demonstrations at both marches were quickly contained by police, who had deployed about 400 officers in riot gear and mounted police. 11 people were charged for a variety of offences. Police told a meeting of Glasgow City Council that cancelling the marches could lead to protest and that policing plans for either would be similar. The council said it had been placed in an impossible position. After the marches were approved, Assistant Chief Constable Bernard Higgins said, "Our view is that if the processions were banned, some form of protest and disorder could still take place and the policing profile for Saturday would therefore be similar. If the processions go ahead, it would allow us to continue to engage with known organisers to ensure balanced rights were upheld and to police the events under the conditions agreed by the council. I need to appeal to people who plan on taking part in processions or counter-protests to do so peacefully.